You know that moment when your paycheck lands and for a second you feel safe. Then a few days pass. A delivery bag shows up. A subscription renews. Takeout turns into a pattern. A small upgrade becomes normal. And suddenly, the money is gone before it ever felt real. That is the hidden cost of loud money. Not just big splurges, the little leaks too. The comfort buys, the duplicate buys. The purchases made from boredom, fatigue, image, or pressure, they do not always look dramatic, but together they quietly pull a life off course. Today, I want to share 9 calm, Japanese-inspired habits that help build quiet wealth. Not as a cultural shortcut, not as a perfect system, just practical shifts that make money easier to keep. And stay until the end, because the final habit is the one that makes the other 8 actually stick. Without it, they stay as good intentions. With it, they become a weekly rhythm. Habit 1. Write your money down before it disappears. This is often called a kakeibo. It is a simple household budgeting practice that uses a notebook instead of only relying on memory or an app. A lot of spending happens too fast for the mind to hold on to. Tap. Buy. Forget. Repeat. But when you write the number by hand, something slows down. You see the shape of your money. Income, fixed costs, wants, waste. Not as punishment, just as a mirror. Picture a quiet desk, a cup of tea cooling beside a notebook, receipts lined up in a small stack, a pen moving slowly across the page. The goal is not perfect categories, the goal is awareness. Because once a pattern is visible, it becomes manageable. Maybe your food spending is fine, but your convenience spending keeps climbing. Maybe you are calm during the week, then fragile on Sunday night. Maybe the problem is not income alone. Maybe it is that money has been moving without being seen. Writing it down gives you back your attention, and attention is the beginning of control. Habit 2. Notice waste early. A Japanese word often used here is mottainai. It means something like, what a waste. But in practice, it becomes a way of respecting what you already have. Before buying something new, ask a quiet question. What do I already own that can solve this? Sometimes the answer is simple. A jacket already in the closet, food already in the pantry, a charger already in the drawer, a container that can be reused, a mug with a small chip that still works perfectly well. Waste often starts invisibly, not with a big mistake, with forgetting. Forgetting the duplicate sauce in the back of the fridge. Forgetting the extra notebook. Forgetting the umbrella by the door. Forgetting that you bought the thing you were about to buy again. So the habit is to pause before replacing. Use it. Repair it. Finish it. Repurpose it. This sounds small, but it changes the feeling of a home. The kitchen shelf gets calmer. The pantry gets clearer. The drawer stops becoming a graveyard for backup purchases. And emotionally, it creates a gentle dignity. You stop treating every object as disposable. That shift alone can save a surprising amount of money. Habit 3. Give every yen a clear lane. Money becomes easier to keep when it has a job. Some people use envelopes. Some use sinking funds. Some use simple categories in a notebook. The method matters less than the boundary. Bills go here, groceries go there. Travel has its own lane. Annual costs have their own lane. Small joys have their own lane. Without lanes, money blurs together. Then the bank balance looks fine, but somehow there's nothing left for the month. A calm system reduces that confusion. Picture paper envelopes on a wooden table. One marked rent. One marked food. One marked repair. One marked fun. Coins gathered into a small dish. A wallet closing with less tension in the hand. This is not about being rigid. It is about reducing accidental overspending. When the budget is divided ahead of time, you do not have to negotiate with yourself every time you open an app. The decision has already been made. That lowers stress. And there is something deeply calming about that. Fewer surprises. Fewer self-recriminations. More clarity. Habit 4. Improve one small leak. In Japanese, kaizen refers to continuous improvement, small steps, repeated over time, not dramatic reinvention. That is very good news for money because most financial progress does not come from one heroic month. It comes from one leak being closed. Maybe one subscription you do not really use. Maybe one food delivery habit that only shows up when you are tired. Maybe one taxi ride that can become a train ride. Maybe one checkout screen where you stop adding the extra item just because it is there. Choose one. Do not try to fix your whole life in an afternoon. Open the subscription page. Mark one renewal. Cancel one thing. Or change one routine so the leak is less tempting. Meal plan one more dinner. Keep a grocery list on paper. Put the transit card where you actually see it. Tiny process changes matter because they repeat. A small leak, repeated monthly, is not small. A small improvement, repeated monthly, is not small either. This is how quiet wealth grows. Not by spectacle, by maintenance. Habit 5. Leave room before you spend. There is a Japanese phrase, hara hachibu, often used as a reminder to stop eating before you are completely full. About 80% full. Enough but not excessive. We can borrow the spirit of that idea for money. Before you buy the last item, pause. Before you choose the upgrade, pause. Before you add the convenience fee, pause. Before you decide that boredom needs a package on your doorstep, pause. A simple meal on a small plate can be a quiet reminder. Enough is a useful number. The same applies to spending. Not every gap needs to be filled. Not every feeling needs a purchase. Not every cart needs one more item to become complete. That pause creates room for judgment to return. Maybe you do need the thing. Fine. But now it is chosen, not automatic. Maybe you do not. Even better. The emotional payoff here is subtle but powerful. You start to trust yourself around desire. You do not have to fear every store, every website, every impulse. You can leave room and still be okay. And now, before we go further, let's reset the whole picture. Money is not only numbers. Money is attention. Money is environment. Money is what your room keeps in front of you. Money is what your phone keeps offering. Money is what your habits keep making easy. If the first 5 habits feel hard, look at the space around you. A noisy wallet creates noisy choices. A cluttered entryway creates forgotten errands. A phone full of shopping apps creates frictionless spending. A kitchen with no meal plan creates expensive improvisation. So change the room before demanding more willpower. Put shoes by the door. Keep bills in one drawer. Silence the alerts that make spending feel urgent. Leave the notebook on the table where your hand can reach it. Put tea beside it if that helps make the ritual feel calm and repeatable. This is not just about discipline, it is about design. Habit 6. Let objects age with dignity. This is where wabi-sabi becomes useful. Wabi-sabi is often described as an appreciation for imperfection and age. In money terms, it can mean refusing the pressure to replace everything the moment it looks less than new. A soft sweater is still a sweater. A worn chair is still a chair. A wallet with edges that have rounded over time is still a wallet. Not everything needs to look fresh to be valuable. That matters because a lot of spending is triggered by status fatigue. You get used to the old thing. Then the new thing starts to look like self-respect. But sometimes what you really need is not a replacement. It is care. Wash it, mend it, polish it, reuse it. There is emotional freedom in allowing objects to belong to your life without demanding perfection from them. A repaired object can feel more honest than a replaced one. It says, this thing stayed useful. So did I. Habit 7. Repair before replacing. This is where kintsugi thinking becomes powerful. Kintsugi is the art of repairing broken pottery so the repair is visible and valued. We do not need to romanticize it beyond reason. The practical lesson is simple. Repair can be a financial behavior. Before replacing, see what can be fixed. A loose seam, a broken handle, a small appliance with a damaged cord, a mug that can still serve coffee, a pair of shoes that needs a new sole rather than a trip to the trash. Keep a small repair kit, needle, thread, glue, tape, a few basic tools in one place. Not because you want to become a craft expert, because repair protects cash, and often, repair reveals how little you actually needed the replacement. You thought the item was dead, it was only tired. There's also something calming about mending what you already own. Your home becomes less disposable. Your decisions become less rushed. You feel less pushed by the culture that says every flaw requires a new purchase. Habit 8. Spend toward daily meaning. Here, the word ikigai is often translated as reason for being, but in a practical money sense, think of it as what makes ordinary life feel worth living. Not the fantasy life, the actual one. What do your mornings need? What do your evenings need? What makes a Tuesday feel manageable? Maybe it is a simple coffee ritual. Maybe it is a reliable train pass. Maybe it is a good lamp, a quiet chair, a better lunch plan, or a notebook you actually enjoy using. Money feels wasteful when it buys relief for a moment, but does not support the life you repeat. So ask a better question. Does this purchase support my real routine or only my imagined image? That question can save more money than 1,000 strict rules, because if you're honest, some spending is not really about joy. It is about trying to feel more like a person with control, taste, success, or freshness. But your life is not built from images. It is built from repeated days. Spend toward the days you actually live. A quiet plant by the window, a pen that writes well, a meal plan that lowers evening stress, a reading lamp over a small table. These are not glamorous purchases, but they make life smoother, and a smoother life usually costs less. Habit 9. Accept what you cannot control, then act clearly. A Japanese term often heard here is shogunai. It can mean it cannot be helped. Used carefully, it is not surrender. It is the decision to stop fighting the uncontrollable long enough to respond well. This matters a lot in money. You cannot control every market move. You cannot undo every bill. You cannot make the economy feel calm just because you need it to. If investing comes up in your life, keep this gentle note in mind. Any mention of markets here is educational only and not personal financial advice. What you can control is your next decision, your savings habit, your spending boundary, your emergency buffer, your reaction to uncertainty. A quiet train platform is a good image for this. You are waiting, the world is moving. The phone is there, but you do not need to fill the silence with panic. You close the wallet, you breathe, you wait for the right train, not the loudest one. That is the financial version of shogunai, not helplessness. Composure. Because panic spending is often just fear looking for a purchase. And now the final shift. The most powerful habit is not one of the 9 by itself. It is the weekly reset that ties them together. Once a week for less than 15 minutes, sit down with your notebook, your receipts, and a cup of tea. Write what came in. Write what went out. Sort the receipts. Notice one waste. Notice one thing worth keeping. Choose one tiny improvement for next week. Maybe it is canceling one subscription. Maybe it is planning 2 dinners. Maybe it is moving your repair kit to a visible drawer. Maybe it is putting your spending app one screen deeper on your phone. Keep the ritual short enough that you do not avoid it. That is the real secret, not perfection. Repeatability. Quiet wealth is not built in one grand moment. It is built when a home, a notebook, a wallet, and a schedule all start pointing in the same direction. Less waste, less noise, less pressure to perform with money, more room to keep what you earn. So here's the quiet truth. Money gets easier when your life is easier to read, when your spending has a lane, when your room supports your choices, when your objects are cared for, when your routines are simple enough to repeat. That is what quiet wealth feels like. Not flashy, not fragile, just steady. If you had to choose one habit to begin this week, which one would it be? Tonight, do one small thing. Open the drawer, find the receipts, write the numbers down, put one item back, repair one small thing, close one leak. If you want, stay with me for the next one too. We will keep making money feel quieter, one calm decision at a time.